Jana, give your best shot. The next one.
Apply communication skills to recruit new member effectively.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. You know who's coming next, right? You. Yeah.
Employ persuasive strategies to motivate members to cooperate and take on responsibilities.
Okay, is that something you would like? Yes, you do? Okay, great. And I think we need one man to say this.
Or.
I'm going to choose Prabhu. Give him some job. I know he's new, right? Number 4.
Encourage club officers to be proactive and self-initiated in their roles.
Thank you. See? All sounds very nice. All right, you may sit down. That's it. All right, so these are our objectives. Do you find that this relates to what you're facing at the moment? Yeah? Yes? Yes. Okay. All right, so now we're going to look into that. And hopefully, by the end of the session, you'll get this covered and you have a better understanding about effective communication and know how to apply the skills to recruit new members, and then persuasive strategies, and getting other experts to be more proactive. Okay, that's that. So today we're going to talk about the core elements, the elements of effective communication, and we're going to explore it and see how it applies or doesn't apply or have not been done in your life. And then we will do more deeper session on the active listening activities. Active listening, because we all learn how to speak. We speak so much that we're not really learning about listening. So we will take a moment to do that, and then I will ask for case studies, like your actual experience, your challenges, and then we will coach you. We will get you coached. So these are the 5 elements that comprises effective communication. The first one is clarity, empathy or appreciation also, feedback, non-verbal cues, and active listening. And I'm going to go through one by one. So clarity. I want to ask you, okay, Siti, have you ever experienced communication that is not clear for you? Okay, and share a little bit, and then how did you feel when you don't really actually have to share the specifics of it, but just the experience. How did it feel when the communication was not clear for you?
Yes, I think when the communication, one time when the communication was not clear for me was when perhaps it has something to do with the culture. Like the Asian culture, if I may say, that we like, perhaps I might be very frank in saying this, perhaps we would like others to see that we are all okay and good outwardly, however, inside we might not get okay. So we need to speak heart to heart with that person whom we have conflict or anything that we are concerned about. Yeah, to clarify. Yes. Yes. That is quite crucial in my experience.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced sorting that out to become clearer?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I learned this skill from Toastmasters.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is something that we often not clear about something, but we forge forward before we gain clarity. And then, while we're not feeling clear, we think about it, we interpret it, we think, oh, this person must be this, or must be that, and then we get angry, we get annoyed, and suddenly we have a new enemy. Have you ever experienced that? Suddenly you don't like that person because of, you're not sure, and then it just builds in your head until it becomes like, I don't want to be that. Know that person person anymore. All right, so important in clarity is using the words. The words you use, okay? The language. What I mean by that is, okay, let's separate that between written and verbal, because there's like a big gap in between. Let's start with the verbal one, when you're speaking one-on-one in person like this. Using the right words that doesn't leave ambiguity, that doesn't make people imagine like somebody said, oh, what is he saying? What is he saying? And if you, anybody, even if you give a speech, if your audience is stuck on that, they're still thinking about it. What does that mean? What does that mean? While you continue to speak. Right? So you lose that person already. So whatever you say, the rest after that doesn't really matter. Because the person is still not clear. And maybe they don't have the courage to ask. So that's another thing. Ask. If you don't feel clear, ask, what do you mean? What does that mean? Sorry, I don't quite understand that. Ask. Yeah, don't just say yes, and then the person continues and you're still trying to figure out what is being said. Okay? And then, when it's written, this is another thing. So in written, my advice is make it as simple as possible. Put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Will I understand it? Is it going to be clearly understood? Or this might make the person think this or that. So refine your word. I mean, you know, what I really love with WhatsApp now is it has a, what? Edit. Edit feature. So you can edit it first, like read it, and it's like, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to be clear. My rule of the thumb is speak to, imagine like you're speaking to a 5-year-old. They have to understand. Don't use fancy languages. Don't see words that are, you know, you can feel when some words are just empty. You know, okay, it sounds good, but what does that really mean, right? And be careful with ChatGPT. Yeah, it's wonderful. I use ChatGPT a lot, but you have to connect with the message that it produces, because sometimes it sounds ChatGPT. It sounds like ChatGPT, and you can start recognizing now when a message is written by ChatGPT, because it repeats certain things, it repeats a certain pattern. Yeah, just be careful. Make it more personal. Make it connect. How would I like to say it? So, yeah. So we'll see a little bit later how this all ties up. Now, empathy. Empathy is it? Yeah, it can be. It's very abstract, but to keep it very short is that the ability to feel what the other person is feeling, understanding what they're feeling, and feeling what they're feeling. And when you understand empathy, you often don't have to say words. Just maybe say, yeah, I get it. I can feel you. Something like that. That conveys empathy a lot more than saying a lot of words, or I know what this is. So, and then this is what I love, the small quote in the below. Conveying to the other person that they're not alone, because you're there with them. Feeling their pain, feeling their feelings, feeling their suffering. And sometimes it could be just holding the hands or something like that. Yeah? Feedback. Now, feedback is very important. Ooh, this sounds good. This mic sounds very good, isn't it? Makes my voice sound so good. Yeah, the feedback. This is what we often miss. We speak, but we don't check for feedback. Feedback means like, it's not just people saying they understand, but it's just like every step of the way. So the one here below this is probably more, it can work both ways. Let's say you have an idea, you want to ask somebody to do something, or ask them something, like a request. And then we just go straight, hey, can you do this for me? And in the usual club practice, can you be the evaluator for next week? You type message, you text, hey Mala, can you be grammarian for next meeting? Did you ever get a message like that, Ryan?
A lot.
Yeah. Anyone else ever got that message? Go straight to the point, hi Mala, can you be a grammarian next meeting? So you skip, you never check. Check in first. How are you? Let's say this person is, like let's say Mala is very busy, she's very stressed at the moment, and you didn't even check, you just asked, can you be grammarian? She's gonna be like that, right? You sound like that? Okay. Right, so check in first. Please check in. Just ask, how are you? And then wait until they respond. And don't go to the next one later. Just wait. Oh, I'm good. And if somebody already said, oh, I'm so stressed, my dog is lost. That would be stressful for me. But let's say somebody just stole my phone, right? You're going to be so stressed, and you can check. You just go already asking this and that. It's hard. So check for feedback. Where is this person? Check in. Just ask, how are you? Right? And then you get, oh, I'm good. Great. That means you can proceed. Then check, what are you going to do this coming Thursday? Right? Check in again. Get for feedback again. Then you said, oh, I'm not busy, I'm not doing it, I'm just hanging at home. Would you be willing, exactly using that word, would you be willing? Or can you? I don't really like the word can you know? Why? Because I can, but I don't necessarily want to. Have you ever felt that? I hate it when people, well, it's not hate, but it's like, of course I can, but then I don't really want to. Now I'm in a difficult position, because I may want to say no, but can, yes, I can. I don't really want to. So make it easy for the other person, they're going to appreciate it. Yeah? So would you be willing to be a grammarian for the next meeting? This checking in, this feedback, it increases your chance. Exactly. Your chance to get your request granted. Right? And then ready, just check, okay. Then and check with them, okay, I'm willing, I'm ready. So that's your check. So please look at feedback. And then another way of checking with feedback, when you have an idea and you're presenting this idea to somebody, hey, I have an idea. Let's do this, let's go to Malang next weekend. He said, yeah, sure. And then makan-makan and all that, right? And then you say, how does that sound to you? Right? To get a response. Oh, it sounds good, but okay, you want to hear. What is the other suggestion? Or you can also say, how does that sound to you? What are your thoughts on this? It may just feel simple words, sentence, but it makes the other person feel, what would they feel? What would you feel if somebody asked you that? What would you feel if somebody asked you, how does that sound to you, really?
Yeah, I feel like they respect my input or
Uh-huh.
because
Yeah. Yeah. You've been in my club for a long time, right? And you remember when I used to say that, right? So then I said, let me just check. I want to make the other person feel that they're considered. And when you feel they feel considered, they're more open, they're more willing. Yeah, how does that sound to you? What are your thoughts on this? So it's not just my thought, my wish, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what me. This is my idea. And if you say that, how does that sound to you? Or what are your thoughts on this? Oh, I like that. And also, I would like to add this. So your idea could grow better. Yeah? Hey. So how well we communicate is not determined by how well we say things, but how well And the way we can be understood is by checking always the feedback. How are they receiving your message? And the next one is non-verbal cues. So non-verbal cues could be all of this: facial expressions, body language, gestures, eye contact, tone of voice. So I give you an example. Recently I was in Sydney when I was doing a hot seat. So somebody was sharing about not being able to get somebody to join as a member, even though they've been invited. So I said, okay, let's just come here and let's have a conversation. I said, so what is your favorite holiday or favorite hobby or something like that? And Vince is like, nothing. Okay, so tell me a bit more. So what do you actually do? Oh, I just stay at home. Okay, and what do you do when you stay at home? Oh, I just watch a movie. Right? It seems like it's not getting anywhere, right? They just say that and then I said, oh, so what movie do you like? What movie do you watch? They said, I watch Rambo. Rambo. What do you like about Rambo? Yeah, they're so brave. So you want to be brave. Yeah, I want to be brave. I don't like to be afraid. I said, And at that point, his face started to change because I just find something that he likes. Yeah, he just started to open up, and then I said, so tell me a little bit about the movie. And he was doing this, and then he started smiling, right? And then so I keep asking, so if you're afraid, would you like to be braver? You say, yeah, of course. You know, actually, when you in Toastmasters, because they have come to Toastmasters, we do a lot of things to become braver by challenging our fear. Because everybody's there, everybody's going to support you, and nobody's going to look down if you're afraid, and they will help you to become a little bit braver every time, a little bit braver. And his face just changed. Literally, he starts smiling, he's like opening up, right? So the cue, like that's where you want to see. And then sometimes the cue is off. They're talking about something sad, but then they keep smiling. You know, I had just such a bad luck, you know? And then, you know, so you can ask, you know, you can just check with that person. You know, you talk about something that is bad or is that difficult for you. What happens? You know, come smiling. Or the opposite way. If they say they're happy, but their face is very sad, you say, I hear that you're saying about how great your life is, but how come, you know, I noticed that you look very sad, you keep looking down. And sometimes they may open up and tell. So, learn to hear what is not being said. Yeah, the more you practice, the more you listen, okay, what is really going on with this person? You would become very sensitive and you say, so this person is talking a lot. They want to be recognized. They want to be acknowledged. You will be able to see that. Yeah? So pay attention. Pay attention about people, how they talk and what they talk about. Active listening. Active listening. This is my favorite thing. And earlier I was talking to Prabhu, and Prabhu was sharing with me about somebody whose listening is so powerful. And I could just imagine that, you know, just listening. And when you have somebody who listens as intensely to you, it's almost like listening to a very powerful speech. Everything just happens. It's like you're in the presence of greatness. Right? So we can all become like that. So start first by paying full attention. And in listening, you cannot multitask. You cannot multitask. If you multitask, you're not listening. You're only hearing. You know the difference between hearing and listening? Hearing is inevitable. You cannot avoid hearing the sound of a car or even the whirring of this. But listening is intentional. Okay? So, understanding, providing feedback. And again, feedback doesn't mean you have to give a response. Often we think when somebody speaks to us, we have to respond, to say something, or say something smart. Have you seen that? People just say something because they want you to think that they're smart. Right? So you don't have to. You know that you can just listen, and that actually is more valuable for the speaker than your response. Yeah. See the bottom? The biggest problem, communication problem we have is that we don't listen to understand, we listen to reply. We're already thinking about what we're going to say, what this means, the judgment. Okay? Alright, so today we're going to practice active listening, because when you listen well, when you know how to listen well, that clarity, that empathy, the feedback and the verbal cues, you will understand that. You will be able to see that when you're not busy trying to respond in the moment. Oh, I want to tell them this, I want to tell them that. Yeah? But you're just listening, and then suddenly, wow, I get their story. You will feel the empathy coming naturally. You know, empathy, not just about the sad thing, but also the joyful thing. You know, if you really listen, you will find your face, your facial expression following it. Somebody happy, and then it's like, you smile. And when somebody sad, your face also looks sad. You know, you can watch this on people, right? And you know, that clarity will, you know, like, why listening and clarity is very connected is this. When most people feel they're not listened to, they're not heard, and they're not listened to. And if you find people who like to talk a lot, it's because they feel they're not heard. And they feel that's why they try to explain more, because they feel they're not heard. But if you can convey, you can give them the feeling of being heard, then they feel like, okay, I'm understood, I don't have to repeat this again. And that could cut the talking a lot. And they become also clearer about what they want to say. Because if you interrupt people, if you don't truly listen, they feel they're not heard. And then they feel like, oh, I have to change the way I say things, or maybe they don't like what I'm hearing. So a lot of things going on in the speaker's mind. And then as a result, they never become like complete in their communication. And also they're not clear about themselves. You will see, if you can practice this, when you truly listen, and just listen, the person will be able to see their own issues, and they will see, I should have done that. Now I know why this happens, right? Without you having to say anything. Just because they feel heard, and then they can continue and complete their train of thoughts. So they're able to see things much clearer altogether. Okay? Alright, enough talking. So now we're going to practice. Before that, I want to ask you, because this is the basis of our practice. Have you ever felt truly listened to? This is a very serious question. Yeah? Feel truly listened to. Yeah? Yeah? Something happened to you. Alright, so is this something that didn't happen very often?
Yeah.
That you experienced it, but it's a rare occasion? Yes. Alright, so tell me, how did it feel when you feel truly listened to? It sounds to me that it feels very special to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, how did it feel for you when you felt listened to?
I feel like being respected.
Respected, okay.
And honored.
Honored, beautiful. So anyone else, have you ever felt truly listened to? Yes, Evans. Is this going to be funny?
I definitely do not need to expect fun.
Alright, so you had experienced it. Can you share with me then?
Yeah. event when we are being truly listened. So it is in my experience, I met someone and we started to converse, talk about some, then we talk about some personal experiences, starting to get to personal feelings, and that what I felt at that time that she was really listening. She explored about the situations that I thought and even asked more questions, more and asked for a lot of aspects. So it's like coach being coach. So actually, when we learned about coaching, we were being certified to listen. So I had that feeling, but there's also a little bit of feeling that she would someday be using that information to corner me.
Corner you. To
Corner.
corner you. So there's a sense of not
Being
trusting.
manipulated. So I had a mixture of trying mixed emotions. Like on one side, I wanted to talk more. At first, I enjoyed when someone tried to understand, but I also had that feeling I have to be careful of that person. In less than 1 year, it really happened. So I just revealed everything, and she tried to use that. Lucky I didn't share everything.
Okay. All right. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes. When someone try to be very honest and very respectful of things for no reason, I think we need to check the congruity of the behavior.
Yeah.
You have that type of feeling.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'd like to address that. And for those who don't know, actually, Evans and I are coaching class buddies.
ICF.
Yeah, ICF. You know, did anybody introduce me as ICF certified? So we're both certified at the same time.
So it's the same batch.
Training, coaching. International Coach Federation. Yeah, so we're in the same batch. First batch, yeah. In 2012. So it's really amazing to see Evans back with the Toastmasters. Yeah, we're classmates. We're classmates. Yeah. So, okay. I listened to Dia. You know, this is when the truly listened to feels. And in your case, Evans, first you said that, it feels good, but then she keeps asking, probing. True listening doesn't ask. They just allow you, give you a safe space for you to open because they don't try to get anything from you. Because when they ask questions, they're still wanting information from you, from themselves. So for me, that is an agenda. Yeah, and they cannot truly listen because they're already thinking, okay, what else? What I'm going to ask, yeah? So truly listen to, they don't ask any questions. And it's a different feeling. And you're right, you already get a sense because you already knew. Yeah? Okay, so let's explore the other kind of listening, this deep listening that I'm talking about. Because this deep listening, it's very rare. Right? Anyone else have experienced it?
You do mean that if someone listens, so someone can say, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not about the outer experience, but about how you feel. The important gauge is how you feel. And sometimes we are so not trusting because we've never been heard in our lives. So we feel like, oh, what is this person going to do? Why are they listening to me? Yeah? So that is could be partly our own.
I've heard that in your previous recipe, this is my experience because I gained so much when I listened to your teaching about listening. 2 years ago in the podcast, I think about listening. And one of the things that you mentioned before was if you want to give a feeling that someone will listen to is to paraphrasing and asking more questions, probing.
Okay, you're talking about MTM? Is it MTM or my listening class?
CLI also, but on my
Oh, okay.
Remember the CLI?
Yes. TLI online.
The first slide.
TLI online.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I practice that, and actually I benefit so much. But when you explain that active listening is not including asking, I'm just confused because it is not that intuitive what you do.
Okay, let me separate a little bit of the two here. This is, I would say, deep listening, when you don't have to think at all. And then there are times when you, like a coach would listen and paraphrase, and rather than paraphrase, would mirror. This is what I'm hearing. If you say like that, that's what you have to do. This is what I'm hearing. This is part of checking clarity. Am I hearing the right thing that you wanted to say? That you can do that. Yeah? But asking questions, I would not. If this is like to listen to really understand.
Perhaps
But I'm different, yeah. Like I mean, when I shared about earlier how I was probing this person, that is a different.
yes, so actually when we listen, we do not need to think about how we should respond. We just listen. We are so engrossed in our concentration to listen to really understand. So
Yes.
we will not even think
Yeah.
of how we should respond.
Yeah.
Is it we have to say or what?
Yeah.
We will not think about that.
That's why it's not multitasking. You cannot multitask if you truly listen, right?
It's different to when we do the coaching.
Yes.
Active listening as part of the coaching.
Yeah.
Then we should do some match and mirror, then
Right.
paraphrase, clarify.
Right.
things like that.
Yeah. So it's slightly different. Yeah, as a leader, you need to be able to do both. But today, I'm just going to focus on the experience of being listened to. And in online, I couldn't do that. Right? Because now it's going to be buddies.
So I just confused what the difference between where we should to the
Paraphrasing?
paraphrasing and also the probing because we want to give impressions that the fans know that we listen well. And what you said just before they will announce that we need not to probing because probing is interpreting that.
Yeah. All right. So don't worry about it for now. Yeah. Now. Yeah. Later you will get it. But for now, let's just learn or practice the feeling of truly listening and truly being listened to, which is quite rare. So I know you know what you mean, right?
I'd like to share another experience from my lecturer about clarity and being listened. So I had a lecturer for my master's degree. He once went to a lab to have an ultrasound of his lower body, or kidney, pancreas, or things like that. So he went into the examination room and sit on the chair and then wait. A few minutes later, the doctor came that he never knew about the doctor before. The doctor was so beautiful.
Oh my God.
Very. So my lecturer sit on the examination chair alone in the room, and a few minutes later, the doctor came to start the examination. The doctor was beautiful, and my lecturer lost a little bit of focus. And the doctor said very quickly, "Sir, please open your pants and we'll do the examination. I will wait outside." And without waiting, the doctor went out of the room. And my lecturer actually wanted to ask for more clarity how, but he did not have a chance. Okay, so what should I do if I did not take off the pants? Then when the doctor came, she would be angry. But which one and how much? I did not know. And So I took it home, I just didn't know which one. I said, sir, I said, open the pants, not take off.
Okay, so that is clarity. That's a good one. What would you have done? Would you say, doctor, wait, what did you say? I would say, I would do that. Because he's making an assumption, or he's making an assumption, and okay, just do. And that's what we often do. We don't check with clarity, and then we just did, and then, of course, there's a little bit of chaos or more things. You have to clarify, like to sort things out, correct things out. Yeah? All right, so anyone else that feels truly listened to? Just one more if they have experience. If not, I'm going to move on to this. Okay, let's just raise your hands if you have felt truly listened to. Yeah, okay. So, do you remember how you felt when you felt truly listened to?
Yeah, I feel like also this is real. Yeah, I asked, and then simply listened, and then it happened. So it's real.
What do you mean? Ask about?
It's always like from his world. Is it in a professional?
Yeah. No, I'm asking about what is real. Because you asked if this is real.
Yeah, so it's like during the performance, and then he asked me for next year or something like that. And I asked what's going on.
Yeah.
And then he just like, okay, I love it. And then next year, I gave me a chance to do that. So I feel like it's real.
So, in the moment that you were being listened to, you didn't know.
So,
Ah,
just
okay.
like, okay, I know what you
Yeah.
want.
All right. I get it. So that moment that is being listened to. So far, I think, I really understood what that means. So let's just move a little bit further. Okay, no, before that, I'm going to ask you the next question. When you were being listened to, you remember how did the listener listen to you? The way, body language, or whatever you notice about your listener when she was listening to you, or he or she was listening to you. Calm.
And focus.
Focus. Anything else that you notice? What else did she do? Or if you try to remember how that looked like being listened to, what was she doing?
Like trying to capture with hand gestures.
And gestures. Like what do you mean hand gestures? Like,
Yeah, like as if writing something.
oh, okay. All right. Okay, so that made you feel better. That focus. All right. So let's see. This is what a good listener usually does. They're present. They're present. They're looking at you in the eyes. And no matter even if you're looking like that, they keep looking at you. They're waiting for you, for your eyes. And then open pose. Do you know what I mean by open pose? Tell me. So anybody, when you feel open, if somebody just like, tell me. So it's relaxed, open, and sometimes leaning a bit forward. Right? And then listening to understand, just listening, not speaking. Focus on what is being said. So they really listen. And they listen, and that's that part. The response is like nodding, and then mirroring emotion usually comes in a facial expression. And then sometimes they move a bit forward if they feel like wanting to support. So a good listener has all of that. Yeah, eye contact, open pose, relax, and often nodding. Yeah, okay, I see. Just little words like that, which in Toastmasters would be considered as filler words, but it's actually very good in listening. All right, and this is what, when you truly listen to you, this is what you often feel. Yeah? Yeah? You agree with this? You said you felt honored, you felt respected. Those are probably other words also for being important and valued. Yes, Evans.
Yes, I'd like to share also another experience of being
Sure, yeah.
listened. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I sometimes do visit some building material store owners to listen to what they're thinking about their needs and how we can help them. Of course, at that time, my main mission was simply to listen and get the information. So I will not make decisions and I will not do anything other than listening. And I will even talk less because I come to listen.
Yeah.
What I noticed is some people, when they know that someone like me come to listen, but we do have some authority to make decisions, they try to give you the wrong information, sort of manipulative thinking, in order for you to later make decisions for their benefit.
Okay.
And this is, for us, part of the tricky ones, because usually they are so good, it is quite hard to distinguish between whether their talking was fact or fiction.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's just practice, right? So let's get this feeling of being listened and also practice listening without saying anything. And just notice what's going on in your mind. Oh, okay. I'm trying to give advice. I'm already thinking. I'm judging. Just notice that and then just focus again on your listening. Just listening to understand. So what we're going to do now is pair up. Everybody pairs up. Two. I mean, Rona, I don't know if you want to join. If not, you can be the spare.
Yeah.
Like,
Just a spare.
yeah, just the spare if somebody needs extra. So maybe Jonathan and Evans. Yeah. So it's listening, yeah, not joking, yeah. So two. Okay, here, there's one empty. Like, there's two of you. You can come here. So partner up first. Okay, good, you already decided. Who's A, who's B? Come here. Yeah, find a chair or just even sit. Oh, wait, yeah. All right, so A, B, and B, and B. So we will be, come to the, I think it was yeah. All right. So these two also.
We have one at
Well, Elias can go with Rona maybe, or yeah, because he's not here right now. So you do grouping, and then if you don't feel comfortable, you can come up here because you're not comfortable with any. And you can just come up here and you will eat and then it down with. All right. So this is the question, and I think can you hear me? Okay, good. This is the question. What is your favorite thing to do in your free time? Alright, so the way we do it, one A asks, and then B just listens, and then when I say switch, then A asks the questions to, now B asks the questions to A, and A listens. Just listen, and then you can nod, eye contact, and all of that. I see, but not asking questions, but not interrupting. All right? Okay, have to speak for 2 minutes. So now this, I like this and this. You talk for 2 minutes about it, about everything that you can think of, about your favorite thing. Alright? So don't finish before the time is up. Okay, now time 2 minutes starts now. Switch, yeah? Alright. Now everything. Can you speak loud enough or do you need a mic? You will do a little bit of sharing. Yeah, just share how it felt to be listened to. The experience of being listened to. Don't worry about this. Just the experience of being listened to. When you were being listened to by Melinda, how did you feel?
Melinda is...
No, not about Melinda. How do you feel?
I feel very enthusiastic when speaking to very charming people, and they have to appreciate what I am saying, they have to listen to what I am saying, and there is I think both of them are very active. Like I speak and then they give a suggestion. I'm really enthusiastic because two different persons and they can speak in complete. So it is very useful and I get a lot of benefits.
Okay, you feel good?
Good.
Yeah. Is this something that you often experience or you seldom experience to be listened to in that way?
Yeah, I am such person. Yeah. So if I speak to my counterparts, yeah, if they listen to me, of course, it is I feel appreciated and respect. And if our company, if my counterpart give some kind of response.
Okay, let's fix it. Keep it to this.
Yeah.
Let's keep it to your experience just now. How did it feel when you were being listened to today by Melissa. Melissa, what was your feelings? What did you experience? Did you feel
I just feel
happy?
enthusiastic.
Did you feel enthusiastic? And when you say enthusiastic, what does it mean?
Yeah.
Like you feel good.
Yeah,
Feel excited.
They're excited, good, and
And did you want to keep telling, speaking? Okay. All right.
That's right.
Yeah. So you feel received, you feel accepted, and it just like you just want to tell me.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
cheerful. This is a really cheerful, really example.
All right.
I like
Okay.
very much.
Yes. Good experience, right?
Good experience.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because she didn't have to listen to you, but she's today is practicing listening. Okay. So let me thank you for that. Yes.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And now let me ask Anna. What was your experience being listened to, Anna?
Okay, thank you.
Being listened to. Being listened to.
Listened to by Toastmaster Mala. I feel good, and Toastmaster Mala she's very listen to me, and I can share everything what like my favorite thing that I have to do when I have my free time, and
That's really good.
yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. And is it because you think Mala is a good listener, or you just feeling that she is truly listening?
She's really listening.
All right. Good. And okay, now I'm going to ask. Thank you. I'm going to ask about the experience of listening. So let me ask Nadia. How was it the feeling of listening?
Listening. I think by listening to Nadi's story, I'm more close to her, know her personally, know what activities that she likes, and I feel that she opened to me as well. And
okay.
that is also precious to me.
Yeah, precious to you. Yeah. So you've known each other, you've loved members, right? So, but just in that 2 minutes, when you truly listen intentionally, you gain so much more. Because you get to know her more, you get to maybe you said you feel closer. And usually when you feel closer like that, you also like the person more. Yeah? So these are the benefits of listening. Right? And let me ask Melita, what is your experience listening? How did you feel listening?
Being a listener.
Yeah, being a listener.
Feel challenging though, because it's challenged me to listen to the story, about the story, and then I have to remind myself, just listen, do not add up with like, I try not to listen to answer, but then just listen to understand. So it's quite challenging for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's great to listen to the other story.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I can relate.
Yeah.
I try to
So
not,
if you
not
just-
try to relate, but then I
Yeah.
feel like relate.
Yeah, when you just focus, then you find, I know that was challenging, and Melita is very honest, because some of you probably feel it was challenging to listen because you're so used to wanting to be heard. But now you find, okay, let me just listen. And this cracks of those moments, you said like, wow, it's interesting, right? You actually gain, there's an enjoyment in listening, and in like you're getting to know more. And like, I think one of the biggest thing about listening is you find the humanness of the other person. Once they talk a little bit more, then you go deeper, and then they start talking about more about themselves beyond the surface. Yeah? And if you can truly listen like this, you will find there is no boring conversations. If you listen long enough. And sometimes it doesn't have to be long. I mean, you listen to me for 2 minutes, 3 minutes or 5 minutes, but you just really say, wow, it's very interesting. And sometimes they become like more open. They share more about themselves. And then you get to see. Yeah. So, Prafu? Okay. All right, let's try this one more time. Yeah? Okay. Great. Okay. So we'll practice one more time. And then question. I'm going to change this question. I would just say, what is your favorite movie? What is your favorite movie? Okay? And tell why you like it, alright? So, what is your favorite movie and why you like it? You can ask that question. Huh? Alright, so let's see, maybe, should we have the same partner or do you want to change? Same. Okay, more same. Alright, go same. Alright, same partners. What is your favorite movie? And tell me about it. Okay? And really watch what the other person is doing or what is happening. Okay? Sorry.
The same format.
Huh?
He asks B and he asks N.
Yeah. Who is A, who is B, so the same format. Okay? Alright, 2 minutes starts now. What is your favorite movie? Tell me.
feeling, right? I feel like a son to my mother or to my father. Because when I was kid, I didn't have the chance to speak or to get heard from my mother and my father. And I literally tell Burona why I chose this specific movie and why. And the story itself, it hits me that it represents the condition and the situation in my family. So it feels like I'm talking not to a friend, to a stranger, but to a mother. And yeah, it's like a mother to me. Yeah, feeling of like the mother and son connection. You feel like the family, yeah.
So it's like you feel like you could share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can share anything to her because no holds barred. Yeah.
Is this something that you don't experience very often, being read in this way?
Yes, like I was said before, because my mother is like a superhero to me, and when I was a kid, my mother doesn't have the chance to speak and to listen to me very well. And after 20 years passing, and then finally I can get the chance because we are finally in the same home. When I was 20 years, it is like my study time. Yeah, I missed it. Speaking and family time. And of course I miss my father because I don't have father figure.
Alright.
That's why.
Yes, there's a lot of stories. Yeah. So you feel something is happening to you right now. You feel happy, right? Beautiful. Alright. Beautiful. Yeah. So that was being listened to. Now let me ask. Thank you for being a good listener. Alright. And yeah, let's see. I think like I'm going to ask probably most of you now learning to listen and giving that experience. What about you?
So how do I feel when I am being listened to? I feel seen.
Seen.
Yeah, seen. Heard.
Seen.
Seen.
Seen. S-E-E-N.
Yeah.
Not sin.
And also respected and honored, because when people listen, because I know that he listens, his intention is to listen.
No agenda.
Yeah, no other agenda.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt seen, heard, and also respected.
And how does it make you feel? Good. Feel happy?
Happy.
Feel relief? Is there a sense of relief that you feel? I'm being seen. I'm being known. All right. So, Nancy, how do you sit? Feel to be a listener.
Feel to be a listener, I have to hold my ego. So during my the conversation, I hold my mouth. So not to ask something.
Right, you come.
Not to ask something. Yes, but I hold my emotion, not to be so overacting, not to.
And then how did that feel for you? Once you said, oh, okay, I'm being distracted, and then you focus back again into this thing. How did it feel?
Yeah, I feel good because her story is I can hear the whole sentence of the whole story, so not being cut by my question.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
Feel feel complete.
You feel complete.
I feel like I'm so honored. I feel like I'm honored because
that allows her, and she feels that. She feels that you're there to listen.
Yeah.
And even though this, you know, these barriers are still coming up, but you focus yourself, okay, I'm here to listen. I'm reminding myself, you're reminding yourself, I'm here to listen. And she feels that. And then she can open up and she can go deeper about what she's sharing. Beautiful. You know, listen again.
Yes.
Right. Do you want to share? Okay.
So
I
that-
have a question. My question is like this. When you were listening, what do you understand about the person? Because, you know, when you talk about your favorite movie, there's a lot of you that is being shared. Yeah, so what did you learn about her from her sharing about the movie?
So, before I come to that, there is essentially a big difference between the way a man listens and the way a woman listens, right? Because the man often listens to give a solution.
So there's a woman. Women do too.
A man, always, because civilization is always looking to hunt and looking to find a solution to things, right? But the woman often is not exactly looking for a solution, they just want to be heard, right? Without an agenda. So when
So she's listening without agenda, is it?
yeah, a woman often when she speaks, she's not really looking for you to give a solution to her.
Oh,
She just
okay.
wants to be heard.
Yeah, she just want to be
When
heard.
a man is speaking and telling you about something, at somewhere he's looking for some solutions from you. Right?
Okay.
So what happens? This is the antithesis of communication.
Right.
That means there's total incompatibility here. Right? When I'm telling something to her, I'm expecting a solution, genetically I'm programmed. And when she's saying something to me, she's not really looking for a solution, but I'm tempted to give a solution because that's how
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So you have to overcome these genetic conditionings. Start.
I understand. Okay.
That is the first chapter of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Okay, so yeah, you're quite right. I think a movie is often, movie or even the type of books that a person reads and enjoys is often a very deep insight into the kind of person that he or she is. And yeah, I mean, it's typically a question I would ask the person on a date about the movie or the book, because then that allows me, yes,
Yeah.
that gives me a deeper insight into.
Yeah.
And if someone is watching, say, a quick movie or something, or a 1 hour movie, or if someone is interested in watching a movie which is several series and that the story evolves, right? The person is a different kind of a person. So they are more, they like it that way as the story unravels. They are not very interested in just jumping to the conclusion.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a lot.
Yes, and while we're on that subject, if I may take 1 minute, I didn't mean it. So, one of the greatest listeners I have had the privilege was my boss.
Yeah.
And he had 2 ways of listening, which is the most amazing thing about him. So when we used to come to him and we are discussing and we are arguing, he will maintain pin drop silence. He will not even nod his head. I was watching those instructions of listening. He would not even nod his head as he is listening. He would just pin you down with a stare while you are saying, right? And when you are saying things, right, he's staring back at you, right? And that deadly silence can be very disconcerting. So what happens is, you come to him with a problem, then you encounter a complete silence, then you continue getting into the problem, still there is dead silence, then you feel uncomfortable, then you start rationalizing the problem, and then you find you're coming back to the solution of the problem. Only then he will speak. That is one. And the second, which I found one of the smartest ways, which I subconsciously applied to copy him, as you copy your heroes, right? Is when there was a negative communication or there was someone had to be interrogated, somebody had come to him and he wants to find out something from him, and he's not being truthful about it, he would be the exact opposite. So I remember that this gentleman was telling him about something, why some loss happened in the company, and he kept rattling. So he was not listening to him like that. He was taking out his chewing gum, putting in his mouth, and looking for the dustbin. And the guy is talking to him and he's saying, and he's throwing that wrapper into the dustbin. And he's just checking, yeah, go on. And then he will look in the pockets looking for something. And the guy is thinking he's not listening. And the guy will say, and like you know, sir, historically there's been a 7% rejection. You told me it was only 3% before. Suddenly he will catch it, right? So there are different ways he would listen depending on the context. So there is no standard way of addressing
Very,
this.
very smart.
Yeah.
Very you can manipulate. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that sharing. Yes. I think we'll all learn from that. But also about the gender difference. Listening is the equalizer. If you can just remember, because that is partly your barrier, right? Like okay, I want to give solution. And then women speaking or maybe listening also something like, does he care? Maybe that's also a part of women, like listening for the words. Does he love me? Does he care about me? Like that's also how we listen, yeah? So all you need to realize that, okay, something is going on while I'm listening. Just clean it up and come back again, okay, I'm listening. Just listening. Because when you can truly listen from that place, like Rumi said, there is no right or wrong. It's I meet you, in that field. And that's where you can find an equalizer. You just listen. There's nothing else but listening. So, you guys, we got a few examples. I was going to do, okay, we probably, how much longer? Yeah. So now I would like to ask you just to imagine now, if you could use this listening to those three scenarios that I was mentioning earlier. Like if you could speak to somebody that you would like to recruit, and then you just use this listening, how would that be different from how you spoke before? Who would like to answer that? Have you used this listening before? If you have not, if you could use this listening to listen to a member or to speak to a member about wanting them to do, like the roles or the speech or pathways, projects, how would you do this with using listening? Remember I talked a little bit earlier about the feedback and how would you listen? Can you say something? Yes?
So this is not for really about the recruiting a member, but this is happened when my colleague would like to curhat about her relationship with her husband. Okay, so this is a difficult issue for me because as a single, I cannot give any solution to her. So that's one of the advantage for me to be a good listener because I do not have any solution. That's not my thing, so I will not give any solution. So that's why I become a good listener at that time because I don't know how to respond for it because I never experienced it. But then when I become the good listener, and then she keeps talking, and then at the end, she go home and then she text me, thank you Miss Natty that you become a good listener that I can relieve. She said like that. But when she said like that, okay, for me, okay, I'm happy for her. But for myself, listening to her family issue is quite frightening me as a single. Is it a good choice? Is it a good option? A good choice to be a family, to take family or not?
word, the next word, and the next word. And then if you don't understand, you can ask, what do you mean? You're just listening, and then magic happens. You know, like your friend just got, and the truth is, people don't really need solutions because they already have solutions inside them. Yeah? They just never got a chance to get through all this thing to get to that solution place. Because they're being interrupted, they're being asked questions. So every time somebody is really speaking and then somebody's speaking and you keep asking, you're actually derailing them if that is not a long way there. Because now they have to focus to answer your question, instead of continuing where they want to speak about, what they want to go with their speaking. So if you allow them to speak, they sort it out. And the beautiful thing about that is, when they come up with their own solution, they feel empowered because it comes from them. Which one would you feel more empowered, when you can find your own solution or you hear someone else's giving you solution? Which one is
our own solution? Yeah. So talking about the empower, I will continue. So several weeks later, she texted me again. She said to me, "Thank you once again, Sandy, because you hurt me, because I already relieved and I can forgive my husband."
Yeah, amazing things can happen. When you just listen, it's like, it's unbelievable what can happen. And okay, these are for guys, okay? I had one time teach a company, and there was just listening for 3 hours, and there was one guy, a gardener. He's generally not very smart, so he's like butt of the jokes for people. They always tease him, and it's like, just making fun of him. And so he never had anything to say because he just doesn't know. But he listened. He listened to the lesson, and then he went home. And then 2 weeks later, I taught the company again, and he happened to be free, so he joined me again because the boss said, "Okay, whoever is free, join." And then I asked, "Sharon, who has done it?" So he shared. So, this guy who usually nobody takes seriously because he's seems like a little bit, whatever, not very smart. He said, "A friend of mine is having a problem," and I just listened. I just did what you said, just listen. And I do this and this and this. And after I finished, my friend said, "Wow, I feel so good. You listen so well. I want to talk to you soon." So now that a few, so his friend starting to see him as somebody valued, with value, somebody important. And that boosts this guy's confidence. Actually, I don't have to be smart. I don't have to say smart things. I just need to listen. And I give so much value to the other person. Right? And that practice, as a listener, it changes them. And of course, being listened to already experienced the benefits, but even the listener has gotten value out of it. So just listen. Right? I had once a student who is the CEO or board of director of PT Timah. Timah Tin? Yeah, in Indonesia. So when he came, he said people had to listen to me because I'm the boss. So people always listen and say, "Yeah, like that." And then when he had to practice to listen, he said it was so hard. Because I have to keep my mouth shut because I just want to give advice, I want to tell them what to do, and I never had to do that. People always come to me and ask for direction, instruction, but he said, but when I truly listen, I get to know the other person, like the person in front of me, which is something that I never experienced. And so that changed him. Now he's like, wow, every person is, I never knew about all these thousands of stuff. I never think about what they need, what they want. So that gives him the experience. So you guys, we come towards the end of our session. Just one suggestion that I would give to you, whenever you have a recruit or prospect, whenever you have a member that you want to ask to do roles, ask, how are you? And just let them speak, let them listen. Listen. And when they feel listened to, as you already experienced, it makes you feel you like that person, you enjoy that person, you trust that person, you're more willing to do. Instead of just telling them what to do. And then with recruits, ask them about their movie, what their favorite movie is, and what they like, what they don't like. Because once you get to know what they don't like and they don't like, then you can match them with what Toastmasters can give you. That's an easy way, instead of just like what Honey said earlier. Hey, you want to know what Toastmasters, you tell them without them asking, without really knowing what they need. And you give him this, and what he needs, maybe just a community, a supportive community. People to learn together or just warm, just family, right? All right, so that's it. And let me ask you for some key takeaways. Any question before we go ahead? Any question? No? Right? Yes.
Thank you, dear Miranda. I know it's very challenging to listen. For me, myself, especially if the person who's speaking is always speaking the same thing all the time, or always repeating when we talk about this, and then it is very easy for me. I really want to cut that person. So to have to stop, and I know what he meant. So I think that is my challenge. And how to interrupt? Yes, how to interrupt, and even in a way that doesn't hurt. Or should I apply this? Really listening, really.
Okay, so there are a few, two things going on. If you're thinking already, well, this is boring, like I just don't want to listen, you're affecting that person, makes that person feel that they're not understood. And the more they feel they're not understood, the more they try to make you understand by explaining more and more. But if you can check yourself, and then, okay, I'm just going to focus and listen. And then you can kind of like clear your head, and then you see they're repeating the same thing, and you can say, hey, I noticed is a very good word. Yeah, I noticed that you're repeating, the same scenario or the same sentence. What is it that you want to say, or what is it that you want? What is it that you need? I would like to know, because just keep listening, same thing. Yeah? And that kind of like stop you, because they keep going because they don't know that you're feeling that way. They feel something is not quite right, but you're not saying it, so they say, oh, I'm not sure, okay, I'm just gonna go on. Yeah. So have the confidence to interrupt and to get clarity. I see that you're repeating. What is it? What is it that you want to say, or what is it that you need right now? You can say it like that. Okay? Or if you're also tired of this and you have to go, you just say, okay, I'm sorry, I have to go right now. Or even say, I'm reaching the limit of my capacity of listening. You can say that. This is as much as I can focus right now. If you want to continue, we can set up another time, and I will listen to you. Maybe I can listen to you for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Set a time. It's okay to set a time. And it's okay to say when you cannot listen anymore, rather than you pretending to be polite and there, and you're just like, oh, I can't wait till this finishes. Don't make yourself suffer, and the other person is not getting you anywhere. Right? All right. Takeaways. Any takeaways? Anna, you've been quite quiet. Can I ask you, what is your takeaway from this session?
From listening. So I think if I listen to someone, actually I'm a teacher, so actually I always listen to my students. feel what they feel. I can understand what they feel, and even sometimes when I listen to them, sometimes I really want to give a solution, but I still no, I have to keep silent and to listen to them carefully. So.
So what did you get from this session? What did you get? What did you learn?
I learned how to be a listener.
And what does that mean, good listener? What does that mean, good listener?
To be understand what people talk about and how to engage.
Okay, thank you. A better listener, a good listener. All right, so yeah, I think I will listen. What is your takeaway from today's?
My takeaway is it's not easy to be the active listener, and it's not easy also to speak to someone, to open your heart. Something like that. So I think when someone has a time and we have that time also to listen to them, just use our 100 potential to listen to them. Because sometimes life getting easier and maybe we lose that human touch. Something like that.
Wow. And you saw, right? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. You already feel something being listened to. You don't need like to listen for 2 hours. Just 2 minutes. Sometimes, hey, I have 5 minutes to listen.
And yesterday, Wonocolo gave us some of the best techniques. To woo a woman and then break it up. Right? To become a topic master, to woo a woman. If you want to break it up, become a topic evaluator.
It's like turning around what he said to me. Yeah, so just, if you can just listen, the world will be a better place if you will listen. There's so many unhappy people because they've never been heard, they felt like not heard, and when they feel not heard, they feel they're not important, they're not worthy. And all what people really want to do is just feel that they are worthy.